Hi, Caspar here from Bowes Wine on the 8th of November 2015 and hang on, let's just get rid of that. Anyway, that's 8th of November 2015 and I am tasting 1989 Gruaud Larose, actually, as you might have seen from that bottle, which is Jeroboam. Opened this at our London tasting 3 nights ago, so this was opened, having been in my, I think I bought it at auction in about 1992 or 93. This was opened at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the 5th day of our tasting, so and then decanted into several different receptacles, jugs, and I didn't think at our tasting we'd get through all of it, so what I did is poured out a bottle into an empty, clean, dry bottle and filled it right to the top and stuck the cork in. And it's fascinating because, you know, the next day I also poured out about a third of a bottle into another bottle. It was a slightly cloudy last bit, and that by the next day was shot, but here we are 3 days later, just pouring it down myself, just pulled the cork out. And this is, you know, still in great nick. You know, this is St Julien, the peak of its powers. This is it's got a distinct wet slate nose to it, but lovely spicy aromas of the humidor. Black fruit, a little undergrowth perhaps, soil, dark soil after rain, just very satisfying. And this is clearly different to the wine that we drank at our tasting the other night, but it's changed, but it hasn't fallen apart in any way. It's just moved on a bit. Yes, wine has never had particularly good reviews, I must say. Perhaps part of the reason why I haven't opened it, it sat in my cellar all that time. Also, you know, finding a good opportunity to open a 5 litre bottle of anything is makes you think a bit. And so yeah, glad I opened this the other day, and it was in good nick, and it's in good nick now. I mean, you know, there's a lot of tannin there, but it's softened, it's sort of cashmere textured, it's supportive, and you know, you can pick it up. You know, this is quite a tannic wine, but it's pretty resolved. Not a lot of that, in fact almost none of that sort of St Julien tomatoey character, but there's a slatiness within that makes me wonder, you know, and the tannins at the very finish become slightly dry. Look, no, and I'm not criticising for that. I wouldn't mark it down 10 points. Well, for the simple reason I don't score wines because it's silly. But you know, a slight dryness to the tannins at the very finish, which you wouldn't notice with food, so it doesn't really matter. But that combined with a sort of slaty character to the Cabernet fruit, I think perhaps is part of that classic 89 character, which was, you know, it's a very hot year. The fruits ripened very quickly, and people got a bit panicky, I think, and rushed out and picked the grapes perhaps before the skins were totally ripe. So you can get wines that have quite a lot of alcohol and quite a lot of alcohol, but also this slight hardness of tannin. This I can't pick up the alcohol, it's cool enough, but I just wonder whether that slatiness is a slight, just fraction, if you're going to be picky, fraction of underripeness, which is also expressed in the tannin. I don't know, but it's a wonderfully satisfying drink. It really is. You know, it's slightly The monster wines we get from Bordeaux these days, I think it's a look into the past. It's a classic, you know, oldie claret, and I'm really enjoying it. It's that unsmoked, slightly fragrant pipe tobacco. Yeah, it's got nice complexity. It's good wine. It's really nice, mature claret. It really is delicious, and I wish I had several more jeroboams, if not imperials, in my cellar, because I'm enjoying drinking it, and everyone the other night enjoyed it. So if you've got some 89 Gruaud Larose, open it, invite me around if you want, and we'll drink it, because it's delicious, lovely old claret.